Chapter 8, Accommodations. Herald turned around and began walking out of the break room. Herald, wait, this isn't Ryan was cut off. Like Mary, Herald yelled without turning back. You son of a bitch. This is exactly like Mary. After things didn't work out, you came in and did what you do best. Ryan took a second to zip up his fly. No, Herald, Mary and I messed around before you broke up. Herald ran at Ryan with a rage that even he didn't know he had. There was anger in his lunge that echoed in his feet. Before his heated fist could strike Ryan square in the face, there was a sudden pressure in Herald's arm. It couldn't move. I'm impressed, but this isn't the way. Ida's soft voice filled Herald's left ear. She lowered his right arm in her hand. She turned to Ryan. Keep it inside if you want to keep it. But he's my... Paige spoke up. I was speaking of you, Paige. You should know not to flaunt affairs like this. Ida scolded. Paige adjusted her shirt and lowered her eyes as she exited the room slowly. Herald, I'm... Ryan realized his words meant nothing. He walked off. Why'd you stop me? Herald asked Ida when they were finally alone. I've never even been in a fight, but something about that felt right. I truly wanted to beat the shit out of him for what he did. Herald could tell Ida hadn't heard all of the conversation. He slept with Mary before we broke up, before she felt me. It's not that I didn't know, I knew at the time. They weren't that smart about hiding it from me. So why didn't you hit him back then? Ida eased back, sitting up against the table counter. How do you know I didn't? Herald posed the question. Ida's eyes did all the talking for her. Okay, so I didn't even confront them about it. In an odd way, I felt that I would lose them both. Later, I lost Mary, and I just let my friendship with Ryan slip away. It's kind of hard to keep in touch with the man that drove a wedge between you and your girlfriend. Herald sighed. Yes, you have a point there. Ida spoke from experience. Herald raised an eyebrow. Keep going. Ida knew why Herald's curiosity perked up. I'm never telling you that story, Herald. Just keep telling me about yours. As the years passed, I told myself it didn't matter what they did behind my back. She had left me regardless. There was no way for me to hold any aggression towards Ryan for that, Herald went on. So when I saw him on day one, I didn't really feel all that connected to him. I had purposely severed that tie a long time ago. Then when he said it aloud, why did you snap? Ida was prodding an answer. My emotions got the better of me. I guess I didn't really know I had it in me, Herald admitted. So you're telling me that you don't fully know yourself? Ida was leading Herald into saying what she wanted. Yes, Herald accepted that fact. Then if you know it now, do you feel better because of it? Iada elaborated. There are countless people that go through life without ever knowing themselves. You have just discovered a part that almost passed you by, hidden forever. The question I'm asking you, Herald, is if you consider yourself better or worse for knowing what you would honestly do. But I still wanted to hit him. I wanted to nearly kill him. Herald wasn't sure what Ida was getting at. I know that part doesn't matter. I want to know you if feel better knowing that part of your soul lingers inside, that if left unchecked, it might have done more. Ada waited. But I knew it was wrong. I would have stopped, Herald contested. You didn't. I did that for you. Ada posed a valid point. And if it happened again? I would try to control myself. Herald tried to calm himself. How? Ada wanted to know more. Does it matter? Herald wanted to change the subject. More than you can understand. Answer, please. Ada waited. I wouldn't let him get to me. Either that or I wouldn't ever see him again. Are you happy? Herald was taxed and feeling upset from what Ryan had come out with. Ida smiled wildly. Yes, I am. Let's go out. I want to talk about us. Iada led Herald down to a cafe a few blocks away from the research building. There were few people there. They found a booth in the back corner with little echo. Ida decided to have a chat about the future. Herald, where were you before you came here? Ida asked. A few places, Arizona, Florida, Virginia, to name a few states. Herald was interested more in Ida than himself. Where did you come from? London, Ida said with a quickness in her voice. Tell me about how you lived. I was in a hotel. The same setup I usually get, paid rent, cable, electricity, and a rental car to get around. I would have my things shipped when I needed them, and held when I didn't. That's pretty much how I've lived for the last decade. Harold thought he had covered all the bases. I lived in a castle, Ida said abruptly. That I own, her statement blew everything that Harold said into the dust. How many relationships have you been in? 2. Harold dreaded Ida's answer. 426 to date, Ida said with a stern face. And how many of those were serious? Harold nearly swallowed his tongue. Ida's eyes were burning a hole in Harold's head before he could finish the question. I've been alive for more than a few hundred years. That's not a question you want to know the number to. Harold accepted Ida's reasoning. Then what is it that you're trying to prove by talking to me like this? Are you saying that we're not right for each other? Not as you are now. Ida's words broke Harold. Harold sat in the coffee shop booth with his head low and his mind running. Why? After everything we've talked about, why? Experience, Ida said honestly. That's not fair, Harold argued. It is. If you gauge it from your accomplishments when you were human, Ida tipped Harold's chin up. I was an artist with my clothing. I sewed for the kings and queens of my day. I had lived a fulfilling life. And I haven't? Harold raised his voice. Ida said nothing, letting Harold's own statement answer itself. Then it's all over tonight, like teenage kids breaking up on a whim? Harold mocked his situation. Are you going to give me back my ring and start dating Ryan now? No, he's a whore, Ida said. You mean Paige? Harold spoke up. No, her too, Ida chuckled. So this is the end, then? No more waking up next to you? Harold posed the obvious result of their termination. Ida leaned in to kiss Harold on the right ear. She whispered softly, I never said that. She slipped her cold lips over to his and pressed. Ida kissed Harold for over 3 minutes, taking full advantage of his overloaded bliss that came from her touch. She knew exactly how to turn him on. Ida let go of Harold's lips. Who said anything about leaving you alone? Harold exhaled. His breath was cold from the twinge in the air and Ida's icy skin. We're not children, Harold. I like you, you like me. We can take this as far as we will allow it. Ida took a hold of Harold's hand. Tonight we spend the night at your place. 6 hours passed in Harold's loft across town. There were no calls. Ida had disconnected the phone upon arrival. They had not been disturbed. It was morning. An exhausted Harold got out of bed to go to the bathroom. Under the covers, Ida lay naked. A smile was plastered on Harold's face as he relieved himself. This has got to be the best breakup ever. He chuckled to himself. You need to sleep. We have to be back at work tonight, Ida said from under the sheets. Harold washed his hands. Then this is it after all? One night before we stop all this? No, it will end in a few months. Ida rustled under the sheet. You mean when you have to go back? Harold dried his hands. Yes, to London. Ida lifted part of the covers to expose herself to Harold as he walked back. Harold's face turned red. He enjoyed the sight. Why can't I come with you? Ida extended an arm out to Harold. I would need you to be different. Harold jumped into bed. You mean a vampire? Besides that, I would need to know you've accomplished more in your life. Ida knew how confusing that might sound. Just know that now is not the time and accept this for what it is, a good time.